There are 347 Division I basketball teams in the country. Without question, the most exciting of these belongs to Duke University, where 3 of the top NBA prospects in the world all share the same court. One of them has been said to be a once-in-a-generation talent. The other has been a top projected NBA pick since he was a sophomore in high school. But I'm not here to talk about either one of them. Allow me to introduce you to Cam Reddish, the 6'9" sharpshooter who's been compared to Paul George and has the potential to be the NBA's next young star. After getting off to a slow start in his college career, Reddish has finally started to hit his stride, currently averaging 14 points per game, shooting over 34% from 3. He's had some big-time performances for the Blue Devils, including dropping 27 against North Carolina and hitting the game-winning 3 at Florida State earlier in the year. It seems like it took him a while to grow chemistry with RJ and Zion, and he had to adjust to playing more off the ball. Even though he's underperformed at times and had some consistency issues, I still believe he has all the tools necessary to break out at the NBA level. Reddish is a 6'9" guard who can score from all 3 levels on the court and has the athleticism to make an impact on both ends of the floor. He has a measured wingspan of 7'1", which allows him to elevate over his defenders and use his length to score at will on smaller guards. His game is built around his ability to shoot from deep, and when he's hitting, it opens up opportunities to blow by defenders who are trying to close out. This allows him to get into the heart of the defense to make plays. Cam has really developed his off-ball game this year, which I believe will help him adjust quicker than most prospects to the NBA level. Very few times do we ever see rookies come into the league their first year and have the keys to the entire offense handed to them right away. Reddish has spent the last year learning how to score and playing without the ball in his hands, and I think that's going to be a big factor for him at the next level as he adjusts to being a role player more than the centerpiece for his first couple of years. This will allow him to ease into a bigger role once he gets established with whatever team drafts him, and eventually he'll be able to develop into more of the offensive threat that he's shown he can become in the future. These factors, along with his potential to become a gifted defender that can guard the 1 through 4, are what have drawn Reddish comparisons to an NBA level talent like Paul George. While PG is clearly more developed at this point in his career, many scouts believe that he provides a glimpse into what Reddish could potentially become if he puts in the effort. The crazy thing is, when looking at the numbers, they're really not that far off. A quick comparison between the two reveals that they measure out to almost identical size, with Reddish actually being slightly taller. And their on-court numbers from their freshman seasons match up nicely too, with both of them averaging 14 points per game, and Reddish already passing him in 3-pointers made, with still 4 games to go plus the tournaments left to play as of the making of this video. It's important to note that Paul George did shoot a higher percentage from 3 as a freshman and grabbed 4 more rebounds per game, but the argument can still be made that the two have very similar college careers. The question is, will Reddish be able to put in the time and effort it took for George to develop into one of the top players in the NBA? He has all the similar tools and is full of potential, but it's up to him to decide where it goes from here. There have been questions about his commitment to the game, and the only way to quiet those is to get in the gym and prove people wrong. Personally, I think any comparisons to a player on Paul George's level is something to be proud of. I think Reddish definitely fits that mold that's been set by a guy like Paul George or Rudy Gay, or even one of the young guys like Jason Tatum or Kyle Kuzma, of these bigger guard wing players that can do a little bit of everything: shoot, get to the basket, play defense. And I think if Reddish can reach his potential, he has a higher scoring ceiling than any of those guys minus Paul George. So it's going to be interesting to see how he develops, but I think that if he can put it all together, he can definitely garner comparisons to a guy like Paul George. But that's a big if, and that ceiling's very high, and it's just a matter of if he can reach it or not. Most experts have Cam projected to go in the top 5 of the upcoming NBA draft. Depending on how the lottery falls, I think it's safe to say most teams will have a hard time passing up on such a gifted scorer, especially one with all the tools to become a franchise centerpiece. If a team like Chicago, Atlanta, or Cleveland find themselves in the right spot, I think Reddish could fit nicely. Atlanta and Cleveland both have young point guards they just drafted, and I think Reddish would do nicely alongside them. And Chicago is still looking for that last piece to fit in with that young core they have to build around. Eventually, Reddish could develop into the scoring threat he's capable of and become the young cornerstone one of those teams need to reestablish their franchise. To me, Cam Reddish is the most interesting prospect in the draft. Sure, his two Duke teammates have talent that have NBA teams tanking harder than ever, and John Morant is shocking the world at Murray State. But if Reddish is able to somehow tap into his potential, he has one of the highest ceilings of anyone in the country. With the right amount of work, we could see Cam rise above all the other prospects in this year's draft someday and cement himself as the next big thing. I want to thank you guys for watching this video. Thank you so much for your constant support. Please don't forget to drop a like, leave feedback in the comments section below, and subscribe for more. Remember to turn on post notifications so you don't miss any new content. We have a lot of exciting stuff coming up in the very near future, some good ideas, and I can't wait to share them with you. Don't forget to connect with me on social media and stay tuned for more. God bless.